You know what day it is. That's right, it's Tuesday and it's Yo-Jo Tuesday. And today, we are going to unbox and take a really close look at number 57, Serpentor in his Air Chariot. This is a Hasbro Pulsecon Exclusive. And we're going to start off by looking at the box itself because it is huge. And there's a lot of cool things going on about the box. Looking at the front, we've got a nice picture of Serpentor, and you can see they still carried on the different emblems, and those do mean something. There was another YouTuber, I believe, that did a video what these actually mean. It's got the number 57 right there. Then we get to the back of the box, and what Hasbro did when they were doing the G.I. Joe Classified series of figures was the back of each box had a nice picture like this. And I really love this picture because it shows there's a lot of artwork in this. Just telling a story in itself with Serpentor. So the first sleeve is off of the packaging. And we have this nice Cobra double helix here. This Hasbro put thought into it because this also kind of ties in with Dr. Mindbender. So when we open up the flaps right here to reveal, and they did it like Dr. Mindbender. And oh, this is big, so I'm going to have to move him back so you guys can see everything. Before we get him out of his packaging, that is what is inside this insanely big box. So still working on getting things out of the packaging. We have the Air Chariot out, and it is in pieces. Hasbro did include, funny enough, they included with this a instruction sheet on how to assemble the Air Chariot. Nice. So you're not trying to figure out what goes where. We'll just put that over here because I probably know what goes where. And they gave us one of these accessory bags. And if I had to take a wild guess what's in here, it's probably the guns for the Air Chariot. So we're going to put the Air Chariot together and get the rest of the accessories out and take a closer look at Serpentor. So his Air Chariot comes with these two giant guns. And so I can show you guys, they're not assembled. You have to put them together. And there's a nice little snap when you assemble them. So, and it's together. Let's get the rest of the Air Chariot together and move forward. We're going to start off with the Air Chariot. I can now understand why the price point on this was $80. The Air Chariot alone is massive. Let's get into the Air Chariot. So looking at it from the side, you can see that I have the guns on it and these belts of ammunition. They do only go in one way. If you notice when I showed the belt by itself, there was a little black tab sticking off. That goes in right here, and then the flat one goes in the back. And this is really cool. You can disassemble it if you want to put it back in the box. There is vents everywhere on this, and it's not like they're just flat. There is detail in the vents that might be hard for the camera to pick up, but even on the side here, that, let me rotate it, there is detail right there. That is not flat painted black. There are grooves in that. It's like an air vent. We have some air vents up here also that have texture to them. The Cobra head, I believe this does drop down. So the mouth of the Chariot opens. It's hinged, and there is a gun in there. The eyes, there is nice toned coloration differences between the flat goldish color and the metallic gold color, as you can see. And I don't remember when Hasbro talked about this. Let's look at the bottom. Looking at the bottom of it, you have 3 landing gears. I don't remember if they said those were going to be there, but you also have, I mean, detail like rivets on areas that have covers. This is really nice. I'm really liking this. Looking at the back end of it, let's turn it around and take a look at the back end. There is vents, and it looks like those are heated up like they're jets warming up or they're going thrusters. These are detailed, the little openings or outlet for, it'd be nice if there was some art, blast effects, not a blast effect, but like a flame effect. These are attached. These come off. They just pop in place. And if we look at this part of it here, bring it in a little closer, the detail on this here is very nice. It's got ridges, and the fan underneath, it does spin. I would have hoped that they would have put something underneath to let you spin the fan. You look at where Serpentor stands, it's textured, got the pegs for the feet, and then if you look at the control panel, if you can see, there is Art Deco on those for showing gauges and stuff. This is really nicely done. The controls that Serpentor holds onto, unfortunately, does not turn, but even the control right there, it shows like a like an altitude type piece of equipment that will show him if he's staying straight or he's turning. This is really nice, and I know this is going to be a super long video because there's just so much. Just the Air Chariot alone, Hasbro, hats off to you. Lenny and your team, this is amazing. Now take a close look at Serpentor. The accessories he comes with is his slithering little friend right here, his sword, his staff, and I love that the staff is proportionate. When he is on the ground, this comes up, and you can see, it comes up to like the height of his nose. So Hasbro was looking at keeping things very proportionate and detailed with this. He also comes with the snake that he pulled from up here on his shoulder that he threw at Duke in G.I. Joe the movie. And he also comes with the interchangeable classic Cobra cowl and head, opposed to what Hasbro did. They did a more up-to-date kind of take on it. And at first, I wasn't a really big fan of this headpiece on him, but it's growing on me. His articulation is standard to all the other figures. He is a pinless figure. He has the double jointed elbows and knees. One thing they did with Serpentor that is different than the rest of the G.I. Joes, I don't know if Hasbro will continue it with future figures, is he doesn't have a torso bend. And I guess they may have done it with this one specifically. His upper torso turns. So he still is able to turn at the waist, but you don't see a cutout there like the rest of the figures. He just rotates upper torso. Looking at him up close, his joints are very tight. The armor is simply amazing. The amount of texture to the figure, and we'll bring the camera in closer and get a closer look at him. The texture on the figure is just simply, there's texture all over him, giving his like a scale mail or a snake mail type feel to it. And looking at the thigh armor, there is detail in that. There is so much detail in this figure. It is simply amazing. I really, really love this figure. He does come with a soft cloth cape that there's no wiring in it to like pose it, but the texture, the material that they used on the back, it looks like snake scales. I love this figure. I don't remember in the cartoon if he had this piece here, the double claw type thing. I'm not a big fan of it, but win some, lose some. Overall, the figure is simply amazing. I do have him on a figure stand, And I will put the link for those figure stands that I am now going to be using in the video reviews. And they're great if you want to display your figures to hold them. Because sometimes the G.I. Joe classified figures are a little hard to stand on their own. But let's send Serpentor for a turn on the Disc of Death. And we'll slow it down so you guys can get a overall look of him. And then we'll swap the cowl out for the classic cowl. I love this figure. Hasbro, you did an amazing job with this figure. I have absolutely no complaints. Everything about this figure is simply amazing. And we have Serpentor on his chariot in all of his glory, holding the snake that almost killed Duke in G.I. Joe, the animated movie. He is simply amazing, beautiful looking on his air chariot. Hasbro, you did an amazing job with this figure. I love it. I hope the rest of you classified collectors that were able to get one of these love it as much as I do. And if you guys like the videos I'm creating, it will help in supporting my channel if you guys can click the like, share, and subscribe button. And until the next video, stay safe, stay warm, and be kind. And remember, every Tuesday, you know what day that is. It's Yo Joe Tuesday.